now let's study about the discovery and synthesis of the plant hormones. The very first one is the auxin. So here, before the name auxin was given to this hormone, it was called as growth promoting substance. Okay, so yeah, before entering into the discovery, let me give you few lines about this auxins. So this growth promoting substance was found in the coleoptile region. So what is this coleoptile? It is a cap-like structure which is protective in nature, found in the young leaves of the monocot plants, okay, especially in the grass. Okay, so it took so much of time in between to get the name auxin. So the entire discovery started from 1880 and it was ended in the year of 1935. Yeah. Okay, so here comes the Darwin. Towards the discovery of the auxin, the very first botanist or the scientist who come here is the Darwin. So Darwin here is not the one who comes in the evolution there, he is the another person. Okay, yeah. So Darwin, when he was working on a canary grass, already the phenomenon of phototropism was new by the time. Okay, so phototropism means it is a bending of light or the growth of plant or bending of plant towards the stimulus of light is what is called as phototropism. By the time the phenomenon was already new. And here Darwin, while is working on a canary grass, he took the coleoptile of this canary grass and that coleoptile was exposed to the unilateral light. So here you can see the coleoptile, where this coleoptile is having a tip portion is called as coleoptile tip and the rest of the thing is called as elongation zone. Okay, when this was exposed to the unilateral light, he could see the bending of this coleoptile towards the light. Okay, yeah, so bending of the coleoptile towards the light. So during that time he found that there is something inside the coleoptile that is making the coleoptile to bend towards the light. So he didn't know that what exactly the substance is. Okay, so then he realized that what he did is, when the coleoptile was exposed to the unilateral light, some substance is present at the tip of the coleoptile which is getting stimulated and it is forming or it is allowing this coleoptile to bend towards the light. So second experiment what he did is, he took the same coleoptile of the canary grass. Okay, so what he did, he cut the tip of the coleoptile because the tip portion was bending towards the light. But he don't know what is inside the coleoptile tip which is responsible for this bending of the coleoptile towards the light. So to make sure or to know about it, what he did is he cut the coleoptile tip and it was exposed to the unilateral light. So now the cut portion of the coleoptile tip, okay, so after the removal of this coleoptile tip, the entire coleoptile now is called as coleoptile stump. Okay, and the process we call it as decapitation. Decapitation means cap is there. Actually, there is a cap-like structure on the coleoptile. That is the coleoptile tip. Okay, since we are removing it now, the process we call it as decapitation. And when it is exposed to the light, it didn't see the bending of this coleoptile towards the light. So then he confirmed that there is something present at the tip of the coleoptile which is responsible for bending of the same coleoptile towards the light. But this Darwin also knew that at the tip of the coleoptile, the substance, we don't know what exactly that is, which is present at the tip of the coleoptile, so which is getting stimulated. So the word stimulus is very much important. See, already a coleoptile is there. Okay, so inside the tip of the coleoptile already that substance is present, that is growth promoting substance is present inside it, but he doesn't know that what it is, why it is bending towards the exposure of light. He don't know the reason for that. That's what he's performing all the trial and error methods to know what exactly it is. Okay, so even if he don't expose this coleoptile towards light, the substance will be present. Only after the exposure of light, the substance is not producing inside it, right? It is already present inside the coleoptile tip. When that coleoptile tip gets exposed to the unilateral light, what happens? That substance gets stimulated. Okay, only after the process of stimulation, what happens? It is going to bend towards the light. Okay, so this is what happened. And in the second one, he did the decapitation where coleoptile did not bend towards the light. He also did another experiment here. So he took the coleoptile of the canary grass. So here the tip of the coleoptile was removed. Okay, what he did is, at the tip of the coleoptile, after removing it or after decapitation of that coleoptile, he inserted a opaque metal at the tip of the coleoptile or at the cut portion of the coleoptile. Getting? So after exposing unilateral light towards this coleoptile, what exactly the result he got is, the coleoptile did not bend towards the light. Okay, so after doing all these three experiments, he was able to conclude that there is something present at the tip of the coleoptile. Okay, and that is getting stimulated on exposure to light, and that he called as the growth promoting substance. So here what he told is, at the last, growth promoting substance is present at the tip of the coleoptile and it is getting stimulated on exposure to the light. What conclusion was given by Darwin? He said that, the growth promoting substance which is present at the tip of the coleoptile, it is getting stimulated on exposure to light. Okay, it is getting stimulated, that's okay, but what is making that coleoptile to bend towards the light? So that is most important point here. See what is happening here. This is the growth. So the dots which you can see at the tip of the coleoptile is the growth promoting substance. Okay, so this growth promoting substance, of course it has got stimulated at this stage because it has got already exposed to light. So next what happens? The produced growth promoting substances at the tip, now it has to move downwards, that is towards the elongation zone. Right, it cannot accumulate there itself, it has to move. So here what happens? So the movement, it also matters, the direction of movement matters a lot here. There are two different types of movements. Two different types of movements. One is vertical movement, another one is lateral movement. So vertical movement will be like this. Okay, so if you consider this as a coleoptile, okay, so the vertical movement should be like this, right? But the lateral movement will be like this. So at the lateral walls of the coleoptile. So this is how the movement of growth promoting substances will take place. But how exactly will takes place in case of coleoptile here? So that is very much important. So here, after getting stimulated, this growth promoting substances are moving laterally, that to the opposite side of the exposure of the light. So here at the right hand side, we are providing the unilateral light to the coleoptile after getting stimulated. So at the left hand side of this coleoptile, the movement of the growth promoting substance is taking place. When this happens at the opposite side, what happens? At the right hand side, the bending will happen. Let me explain you very clearly here. Okay, so imagine my hand is a coleoptile here. So if you take here, this is the right hand side and this is the left hand side of this coleoptile. Okay, so this is the vertical position, this is the lateral positions of this coleoptile. This is right side and this is left side for me. Okay, and that will be exactly opposite to you. Yes, so here what happens, if you go on adding some pressure to right hand side here, okay, so imagine that there is an exposure of light from the left hand side. So when there is an exposure from of light from the left hand side, what happens, the growth promoting substances which are present at the tip of the coleoptile, of course they get stimulated. After getting stimulated, it goes on producing more number of substances inside it. So after producing, what they have to do is the substances has to move towards the elongation zone. That means they have to move towards the down gradually, that too gradually it has to move downside, that is the elongation. The rest part of the coleoptile is called as the elongation zone. So after the production of this growth promoting substances at the tip, now it has to move downwards. So I already told you the direction of movement of this substance, it is the lateral position or the lateral direction, it is not moving vertically. If growth promoting substances are moving downwards vertically, there is no need of bending this coleoptile towards the exposure of light. You getting? So since it is the movement of this growth promoting substance is lateral in direction, the bending is happening here. Okay, so say for example you are pressurizing here, you are adding something, you are putting pressure on this side, that is on the right hand side of this coleoptile. So what happened? Will it bend towards the right side or will it bend towards the left side? Of course it has to bend towards the left side. Getting? So here why? Because light is getting, so the coleoptile entire, this left hand side coleoptile is getting exposed to the light. Okay, so hence the reason what happens, here the growth promoting substances are moving down, that is towards the elongation zone. So since the pressure is more here, it has to bend towards the opposite side of the pressure. So this is quite common in all the cases. So that is what is happening in case of coleoptile too.